Okay, hi guys, here's our March drop. This is the only book that I made, little golden book, and it's already sold to my sweet friend Kelly, but I'll have more next month. So we'll have this one, and I have 6 little DVD books, but let's look at this one right now. It has 3 signatures, a crisscross spine. I cannot remember who I learned that from, but I learned it from a girl I saw on Instagram. I'll see if I can find her so that she can show you guys how to do that. All right, so I added 2 little charms here, a little drink me bottle and a little key, which can come off, and you can attach them over here wherever you want. I'll send some extra bulb clips so you can attach them on the side if you want. And we just have some vintage fabric as the tie. I ripped down some vintage fabric that was really pretty. Matched the book really nicely. All right, so let's get into this. Alice in Wonderland is my favorite story, so I hope I did it justice. You open it up, and this is not, it's a vintage card, but it's not a vintage library card. I have the vintage library card, and I just typed it on to hear what mine said. Then we have the little checkout slip, and this is a Mickey I caught from the Alice in Wonderland book. This is the actual Alice on glossy photo paper. I printed it out. It turned out pretty cute. We have some vintage trim from some baby clothes. Here's the book. We have a little bit of wrinkle here, but that's because I reused the book. I upcycled it. I made some little journaling cards, little collage on the back you can journal. Doily, vintage graph paper, science paper. And this one says mushroom somewhere. Mushroom. Okay. And it has pictures of mushrooms. This is a little piece of notebook paper from my Sugar Boo pad with a quote, "May your life be like a wildflower, growing freely in the beauty and joy of each day." I thought that was really pretty and appropriate. I have a vintage flash card. And this is from an old children's storybook that I got, and I thought how funny. It's about a caterpillar, so it's perfect with Alice in Wonderland. And of course, all these pages can be torn out. You could use them as a collage fodder. Got some watercolor paper here that I've turned into a pocket, and it's just got a couple of goodies. This is a little bit of extra paper, little notebook piece of paper. And this is from a flower bingo game. I cut some of the cards up. They were really big, so I cut some of the cards up and put some flowers in here. Okay, this is the prettiest purple paper. It has little hidden Mickeys on it. Pretty black and white. These I printed off the internet. I bought a file and printed them. It's an old Alice in Wonderland book. I think it was from the 60s, but somebody had made their own cards from it. I thought that was really pretty, and it's just blank on the back. This is vintage music paper. I'm sorry, my words are escaping me again today. I'm Late, the White Rabbit song from a vintage Disney music book. This is from a children's junior encyclopedia. I think it was Britannica, about Lewis Carroll. It's got some of the old artwork from Alice. And this is from another Alice book that I had cut out several years ago. I found it, and I thought how cute to put in here. This is my favorite piece. I bought coffee when I went to Disney World last December to visit my daughter, and I bought coffee, and this is the top from one of the Keurig pods. I brought them home and took off. I took a couple of the pods and took the top off so that I could make paper clips. Inside this is just an envelope. It's got a couple pieces of ephemera. We've got a bingo card and a vintage bridge pad, scorecard. And then I just have it shut with this little guy, which of course can move wherever you want it. On the back, I turned the flap into another pocket, and here's another piece of the coffee. This is a part of the box, the part where you pop it off. And I turned it into a little journaling card with some appropriately coffee paper on the back. So, oh, and it has the teacup like Alice. This is lace from a discarded children's dress. Another encyclopedia page. It's got mushrooms. How cool is that? Mushroom flowers on one side and mushrooms on the other. We've got doily, and we've got some mushroom recipes. There's the other side. So pretty. I love these colors. Here's a little playing card. The little kitty cat reminded me of Dinah. And on the back is the Queen of Hearts. That's the other side of the paper. Oh, here's some more of the artwork from Alice, the original artwork. And here's the other side of the music paper. Oops, I'm getting out of frame. All right. This is just scrapbook paper, and I stuck in the corner a little piece from one of the old Alice books that I had. There's the other side of that purple paper. And of course, this all can be torn out and put wherever you want. This is another pocket out of the watercolor paper. I have a vintage Boston store tea room receipt, unused. It's original. This was a flower, some sort of flower card. It came in a stack and they were all on a ring, and it talks about the flower underneath it. But I covered it up. I kept the flower because it kind of reminded me of the flowers from Alice's garden. And I added Alice, and I did a little collage with some of the paper from the book that I used, and put the quote, "Do you suppose she's a wildflower?" with Alice on it. And then the back has room for journaling. This is the other side of that caterpillar story. Another piece from the book, little Mickey head. This is a tuck spot with the door handle, just with an old vintage Rolodex card. It's got the nice gold around the edges. There's the other side of that and that. Okay, here's another card that I made with the white rabbit. Little collage card, and on the back you can journal. Oops. The whole storybook is here from this particular version. I've used all the pages in here full size. Paper with a little bit more quote from the book. Here's a page from the junior encyclopedia with the mushrooms. Those are so pretty, the colors, and they're just so pretty. Here's another little card from the kit that I bought. And we've got some vintage lace. Then on this side we have another tuck spot, and this is not Alice, but it does say "I've been wondering," which is kind of like what she was doing, wondering about her own world. We have an envelope that I stitched so that the top was over here, and I thought it was kind of cool because then you would have a little peekaboo spot there. Of course, if you don't like that, you can always put a piece of paper over the top and make another tuck spot. But this is a piece from my own Alice journal, which one day I will show, but it's not completely done yet. So, but I love this. This is from my Alice book. A little bit of leftover paper. Jupiter. Hey, kitty, kitty. Stop. Okay, there's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Oh, this is vintage steno paper. This is not vintage, but it's ledger paper. We've got some vintage graph paper. Another dictionary page with the caterpillar. This is, if you can, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a nice gold tone. Vintage notebook paper. This is from a children's craft book to make butterflies. This is a vintage menu planning for teas and reception. And here's another card from the kit. More reception tea menu. Alice, and this paper is so beautiful with the mushrooms. Look at that, mushrooms. A little bit of vellum. Little flip through here, a doily that I folded to make pockets. And then we've got a couple little fun things, little, I think it's acetate, little acetate card, and a princess card that I added coffee paper to the back and a little bow. And then on this side is a vintage playing card. Little girl with blonde hair. We keep going. I've got a little vintage piece of, I think it's vintage, ledger paper. The book looked pretty vintage when I bought it. Some more, the Cheshire Cat. This is the Jabberwocky poem. And this was the other side of the butterfly, which I just extended with these papers. We've got some Braille paper. You can see the little bumps in it. This is really neat. And it's double-sided, so there's bumps on each side. And the other side of the dictionary. One moment. Stop it, Jupiter. Kitty cat wants out of the room. 1 minute and I'll let him out. Go. Go on. There you go. All right, sorry about that. Okay, we're back. And this is a seed packet, a vintage seed packet with California poppies. A vintage graph paper, book page, ledger. This is vintage stationery with a little rainbow. So pretty. And there's the other side of that envelope. I just glued it on right here. We've got some more paper. I love these yellow hearts. There's the other mushrooms. This is a recipe card for mushroom strata. And it's just got the recipe on the back. Of course, you can cover the back with paper so you can journal, or you could just leave it as it is and glue things on top of it. Some more of the lace from the little girl's dress. Here is another card that I made. Journaling on back. It's the Mad Hatter. Vintage steno paper, another book page. This one talks about which direction the cat wants her to go, and I thought it kind of went well with where she's looking to go. There's some vintage music paper, some more of this beautiful purple paper with the Mickey heads. I used it to back, I used this to back the paper because the paper was white on the back, so I put some lined paper on the back. Got some coffee paper here. Oh my goodness, now he wants back in. All right. This is from an old Burn Bombs. I think it was Burn Bombs with what to do when you go to Disney World, and it had Alice on it. So I put that in here. This right here, I think it's Bridge, but it was a playing guide, like strategy guide, and it had the cards. So on this side, it's upside down on this side, but it had something to do with how the book was built. One side's upright and the other is upside down, and I added some cards from the Queen's Court. And over here we have a little bit more of goodies, little vintage goodies. This is a vintage Current, the old company Current stationery. These aren't vintage. This is just a cute little postcard or card. And then this is Project Life card. Okay, there's some more of the mushroom paper. This is a vintage typing page, a lesson book. Little tag right here. Little vintage hang tag. Got some more paper. Love this purple. Cheshire Cat's my favorite. Oops, skipped a page. This is the center of the book with the tea party, or the center of the signature. Got this. Here's a little belly band, and I just stuck, this is vintage wrapping paper. I just stuck the excess. I used it on another page in here. I don't think I've passed it yet, but I used it in another page in here. So I stuck the extra right there. And a vintage air baggage claim check. We've got, this is Vintage Ledger, and I put another quote or little piece of book page. Got a little piece of paper with the rabbit, the March hare, and food to remember. This is from a Smash Book notepad from back in the day. This right here is, I think the book fell open. I think I missed some. When I got it to let him out. Anyway, this is a printable of vintage wrapping paper, and I love the mushrooms and the little girls. Then we keep going. There's the other side of that. This right here is I think it's antique. I don't think it's vintage. I actually think this is antique. It's a tea crate label, and you can see on the back. Let's see then. Oh, on this side, I have a little tag with the queen, off with her head, and the back is done with copy paper. This is from a book, houseplant book from the 50s. There's some more of that. Another little card from the kit that I got. So you guys are probably telling me we saw it flip open. Some more. And this is the end of it. Got a little Cheshire Cat card. Let me flip back through here and see, because I know there was a place that I used that paper, and I must have missed it. Let me see here. I know we did that. Go back here. We did that. Well, I just don't know. I know we did all this. The Braille paper. Huh. I missed a page somewhere. How did I miss that? I'm sorry. Oh, here it is. I went right past it. Okay, this paper right here is the original vintage wrapping paper with the little butterflies and the flowers. All right. So anyway, that's everything in the book, Alice in Wonderland. I hope you like it, Kelly. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.